It is with deep regret to bring you this news right here on KDJW5. After 1 year of serving the Delaware Valley community, and hopefully with some support, the David Washington podcast has died. Why is it dead, you may ask me? Well, I'll tell you. Earlier, when I started the David Washington podcast, it was on Anchor.fm, with subsidiary of Spotify Incorporated, New York City. I had 50 listeners on the David Washington podcast on Spotify alone and Anchor.fm combined to make 50. But there's a new policy, and instead of Anchor.fm, it's now changed to Spotify for podcasters. That means they have changed the policies without my knowing, send me some apologies, and saying that I need 100 listeners for the David Washington podcast. With a revolt, I said on my last podcast, I am on hiatus. As of now, this podcast is dead. It died during childbirth. So, the David Washington podcast is no longer on Spotify due to unfair policies and changes without my knowing. All the podcast episodes which I've done with Chuck Strongbacks and the gang are removed and the account deleted. And I'm moving on from this experience. So, I will be focusing my hard work and dedication to KDJW5, pushing out some more video content for your enjoyment and edification of the city of Philadelphia and the Delaware Valley. Also, here's a little surprise for you. I am planning on to go to Community College of Philadelphia to get my associate's degree in communications. That, as I say, is the Bible Belt of broadcasting. And I will get it without cutting corners, pushing forward to the end zone and getting that touchdown, Philadelphia style, or whichever style you will prefer. And to all of my listeners out there on the David Washington podcast, please come to KDJW5 on YouTube. We are exactly 51 subscribers away from 500. And I hope you have the undying support that you've done for the David Washington podcast you'll do here on KDJW5. Philadelphia needs you. I need you. And I hope you need me to get that associate's degree. I'm going to get that paper without cutting corners, straight forward to the end zone, and I'm going to make that Hail Mary pass for a touchdown. I want to say to all the listeners out there listening to the David Washington podcast, I say thank you wholeheartedly for supporting the podcast. You'll be greatly rewarded. Now the podcast is gone, I hope you'll think about tuning in to KDJW5 because we got some new content coming up, and I hope you will enjoy the content you have done from the David Washington podcast. I thank you very much, my friends. Keep on supporting me. Keep on believing in me. I will never let you down. So, that's my video. Have a great summer. We'll see you in the fall of 2023 for a brand new YouTube program or two, or maybe more before this year is over. God bless, and thanks for listening and watching to KDJW5, bringing Philadelphia to your homes.